Hello. Come on in. Oh, I was going to put the microphone in the phone. Should I do that? Do you think it'll make a big difference? Let's see. Power there. Oops. Power there. That means you're going to have to be on a tripod, though. Hey, how are you? I'm kind of thinking about testing this mic. It's not plugged into the phone yet. It's not plugged into the phone yet, though. Welcome, welcome. How are you? You ever have one of those times when like all your reading classes appear in one place magically? That's the opposite of the time when they all are gone. This is one of those times and I'm fine with it. I understand. I've been here before. I have been here before. Yeah. That's like Miles saying, You know, I was thinking today about things as I do. And I think at some point I was thinking about makeup and I'm like, why women wear makeup or whatever. And I'm like, well, why do I wear makeup at this point? And it's like, you know what? So that I don't look like I'm about to die and I don't scare people. It's so easy for me to go from death to, oh, I'm going to live another day. Oh, look, she lives and bring out your dead. Look at how easy this is. And you know what it is? It's the shadows. Just get rid of a couple of the shadows, and all of a sudden you look like you're gonna live another day. There, okay? Little self care here and there. Woo! And that's why I wear makeup, is just, so that I can, look the part when I go into the hotel lobby and get free coffee. And let's talk about hair care, okay? Now, I did just put my own little concoction of castor oil and rose oil here on my hands, on my face, and under my whatever. Now, I want to take my hairs down. And, I didn't used to know. I used to be very, very rough with my hair. Like raking brushes through it and stuff. And I would see the flurry of hair that fell off of my hair. And I didn't really connect the dots that I was breaking my hair off. I think less is best, right? Less is best. Be gentle. Be gentle. First and foremost, be gentle with your hair. That's going to help you grow it the most. That's going to help your hair be most healthy. And I think that when we start being gentle with our hair, we start being a little more gentle with ourselves. Have you ever heard the story of the Russian psychics? In like Germany or whatever, they commissioned all these Russian psychics to get together in a room and they would let their hair down. They had really long hair down to their waist, and they would channel aliens, and they channeled the alien technologies by letting their long, 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 long hair down together. Like, I don't know if they like put it together like in the movie Avatar. I have no idea. But be very gentle with your hair and try not to use a bunch of chemicals on it. You know, use some natural stuff. My hair is very, very, very dry naturally. I do not have an oily, greasy head. And I mean, I guess it's a good thing, but at the same time, it takes a lot for me to nourish my own hair shaft with my own head oil because it just takes me a long time, right? So I do a combination of really good hair care products. Y'all know my very, very favorite is Arbonne. If you can get some, try it out. You won't be sorry. The next in line is Nioxin, and y'all know I've told you about Nioxin. I love their hair care products as well, and you can get those like really on sale at like TJ Maxx, Ross, all the time. They have, I don't have any sitting right here by me right now. Nioxin, great product line, and it really does regrow new hair. It's pretty amazing, actually. I swear by those two product lines. So, and the other thing is just don't overdo it. You know, give your hair a chance to be natural. Let your hair dry. Don't rake a brush through your hair. Gently start. If you have hair like mine that's straight, you know, just use your fingers to gently separate your hair. More when it's dry, I would say. This isn't necessarily something I would do typically when it's wet. It still is a little bit wet, but maybe sometimes. And see right here, I could just rip that apart and rip my hair. And this is where being gentle comes in. And then you end up with long hair. And with hair like my children, you take sections and start pulling and pulling, and same thing, just gently, gently separate it out. Gently, gently separate it out of massage in oil, and same thing, you know, massage in your natural oils, massage in some really high quality oils. Like peppermint is really good for the scalp. And that's how I do it. Like I said, you know, I have dry hair. It's very kind of baby fine. It's not baby fine, but it's fine and silky and smooth. I'm not mad at my hair, but it sure does get dry real easy. So I especially have to be careful to be gentle down there and not break it up. And massage and conditioners to the end. And normally I would be reading y'all's comments, but my computer is just off. I didn't tune into the channel just yet. And I don't have my reading glasses. Like I said in the beginning of the video, they've, you know, disappeared together, all of them at once. So, and I'm really quite fine with that. One moment, because I would like to come on in the chat and see what's up with everybody. Hi. Good evening. Good evening. How are you? Oh my God, I've got like 85 tabs open. Does anybody else do that? Am I the only one who has 85 tabs open at once? We're going to do it like this. Yes, done. Oh, let YouTube choose. So many questions. This one moment I am customizing the video for your enjoyment. Thank you so much for being here with us. We're now elevating the chat to subscriber only mode. Please do smash that subscribe button. Do you know that we have thousands upon thousands upon thousands of viewers who watch and do not subscribe? And that is perfectly fine. But subscribe. It's okay. We want you here. Don't forget to subscribe. Returning people that return over and over and over and never subscribe. And I just want you to know you're welcome here and we want you here. This is the place for you. I'm going to smash my own like button right now. Okay? So don't you be afraid to come on here and be part of this group. This is the group for you. Okay? We talk about all different kind of stuff. Oh, I still can't read the chat. Hang on. I need to make it really big. Really, really big. India time is 6:59 a.m. Guten Morgen, Saptarsi Birbansai. Good morning to you. Namaste to our Indian friends. Rise and shine. Get up and do your sun salutations. I do it all the time-ish. Relatively speaking, I'm pretty old and I've done it thousands of times, so I'm going to say it. Jezebel, I'm well, thank you so much. We love everyone unless we don't. I do it on the memory and battery. Dang it. See, all that chat that happened, I can read it on my phone. And I know my eyes work if I just relax them enough, I can read it. And then I look like this. You can infuse your castor oil with rosemary for your hair, and it works great for strength and growth. Ooh. Because it won't for nothing. Yeah, see, I'm going to need my glasses for that stuff. But in the meantime, I can see the chat from here on out. And thank you all so much for being here. You know, I think it really takes a lot to not be liked, you know. You might get exiled, but we still love ya, you know. I mean, it's like, I hate exiling people, and, you know, I understand if someone has to exile me. I get it. It's like, okay, you know, shoot. I ain't everybody's cup of tea. And you notice, man, look at that. So the other thing I want to tell you about hair. Now, who's a blonde? Does anybody do their blonde? Does anyone like bleach or peroxide their hair to become blonde? I'm going to save you millions. I do need a little bit of chubba. This is why I love the curls. It just makes the ends look so much cleaner. And so oh my God, Hannah, you're so sweet. I appreciate that so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So yeah, when it's like straight, it's got to be pretty blunt to look healthy. But when it's curly, you can have like horsetail uneven ends like mine. Because even if I cut it blunt, like a month later, it looks like this again. So I'd let it be, and that's why I do the curls. It's just how previously my hair has grown. I've got about like this much more of junk hair from when I accidentally bleached it and I was talking on the phone and it dried. I ended up with fairly short hair. Oh, at least I did it to myself. It's easier to swallow a bitter pill if you do it to yourself than if someone does it to you. When someone does that shit to you, it is hard. It is a bitter pill. Yeah, that was crazy. So yeah, that's like the very end of this. The rest of this stuff is, just very gentle. And that's what I was saying. Like, if anyone's going the blonde route, I can save your hair and save your money because I've learned how to go the blonde route without doing, you know what? I have like a million baby lights, and then I've got these cool little sections that are just super unique. You couldn't go to a salon and get this. You have a blonde appointment coming up? God, man, blonde is the most lucrative, right? Like in photography, it's wedding photography that makes the most money. Blonde makes the most money in the hair world. And you know, y'all know I never dye or bleach my hair, right? You never see me with like a box of Clairol. You never see me with foils or anything in my hair ever. You know what I do. And see, it's like I want to make a concoction that you can literally just like boom, boom, and it's got all the goodies in it, and it just keeps it nice and toned and beautiful. Because you should not have to go and total head dye. Yeah, that's too bad. Blondes are adored in Japan, yeah. And they do these bleach jobs. You don't have to do that. You can do it gradually until you achieve exactly the right tone or the exactly right shade, and then you tone it depending, right? So I like mine when it's like rose gold, so I use the lavender tone. I use lavender shimmering lights, and I've started combining my lavender shimmering lights conditioner with my Nioxin conditioner. So it just does a rose gold. And then here, I just do a gradual mist every couple few just to get the right tone. Just a gradual mist on the root. Massage it in because I don't want it to like continue down here, right? You get what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to blend this tone with a gradual 3% spritz right at the root. Gradually over like 2 days, 3 days, and then tone it. That is how your blonde clients can do an all over blonde with no damage and the perfect tone every time, and they'll end up with thick, beautiful hair. Not orange with the lavender. The lavender shimmering lights does a beautiful job. I mean, does my hair look orange to you? I hope not. And see right here, like if I wanted to pull these pieces out that maybe look a little more orangey, I could literally pull this out and do a shimmering lights purple for like 10 seconds. Because it grabs. I love it anyway, that, I don't ever have to, and it's just, once I get rid of finally, like, all this down here, like, about that much more, it'll look much, 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 much healthier. Yeah, I if I got you sap. What's going on here? Anyway, I wanted to come on and say hello to everyone. I have been thinking a lot about what I was talking about as far as not speaking your plans, not giving anyone, not allowing anything to be privy to this. Don't create those thought forms. Don't produce it in the third dimension till you're ready to make it happen. And just shh. Alfie, hi, how are you? What is happening? Oh, I know what I wanted to talk to you guys about. Guess what? My apartment manager wants proof that my dogs are service dogs. She wants to see a certificate. I'm like, well, what certificate do you mean? Because there is no legal certificate of service dog. And I said, and then they're like, or a doctor's whatever, whatever. And I'm like, well, I do have a doctor's note as a prescription so that I could be involved in the service dog training courses with my service dog trainers. I had to provide them a doctor's note so that they knew I was actually training a service dog for me. Oh no, they're actually service dogs, though, Tashana. They're not emotional support. Well, maybe Kitty, but no. What difference does it make to them? I'm wondering. I'm wondering why they're so interested. So, I wanted to show them that, but cover up the things where it outlines specifically what my problems are, because that's HIPAA information protected under HIPAA. So, I don't know. You know, if I was limping around or in a wheelchair, they'd never ask for proof. They'd be like, oh, okay. You know, I hide it well, and so now I've got to prove. I know ADA requires no certification, so I know that her asking me that, she doesn't know it or she's trying to trick me. And I don't want to cause trouble. I just, it's scary dealing with uneducated and uninformed people because they think that you're fighting with them. And so I just want to be very purposeful about this and be really forthcoming with information from a doctor. But I don't go to a doctor because all they really want to do is put me on meds. I really have no use for a doctor. So I don't have like a doctor that's going to be like, oh yeah, next week I have an appointment to go get my doctor to write a thing that I need a service dog. No, I have something from 2019 when my doctor signed off that I need a service dog, that I would benefit from a service dog for XYZ things. No, Tashana, I did not send the letter yet. And there's a very, very good reason I did not do that yet. I didn't understand it before, and now I understand it. Housing not under ADA protection. Yes, it is. Where? Of course it is. What do you mean by that? Anyway, so that's something that's going on. It's no big deal. And they wanted to know if, who they thought there was some kind of unauthorized occupant. And I'm like, I mean, no, it's just me and my boys, mind your own business, y'all. Like, really, guys? Are we causing some type of trouble here? No. Oh my God. Terminally good looking and tell them to call bylaw. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you know what it is? Here's the thing, guys. Because I look well to people, I must be faking any disability. So I don't take my service dogs places that I need them because I don't want to deal with people looking at me. That's real talk. You know, I don't take a cane or a walker places that I need a cane or walker because I do not want people looking at me. So I just don't go places. ADA is a federal law. No state can take away your federal rights. The federal laws can say we're deferring to the state on that one. That's fine. So I really thought about it and I was like, you know, I've had some pretty disturbing encounters that left me feeling pretty gutted emotionally. And I just really didn't want that to be the experience and feeling here. So what I decided to do is just allow whatever communications from them, handle it gracefully with a smile, and interface as little as possible, but at the same time, use it to educate them. And have compassion and be grateful that they are vetting people who might otherwise pretend that they have a service animal. Because I don't take my dogs in public a lot because I don't want to have to deal with other people's dogs looking at my dog, you know, because if you don't do that, then my dogs are totally fine. But it's when another dog is like at the end of their leash that my dog's like, what the fuck? Which they shouldn't do either. And so I just eliminate the problem by just not engaging too much. And anyway. Yeah, Thams, everything is great. Thank you. So I think that it's national, maybe, but I do appreciate as long as they're good about it. But here's the thing, if they're really truly vetting people for service animals, then her asking me for a certificate to prove that it's a service animal must be a trick, because then she would know there isn't one. And that seems weird. Deceptive practices in fair housing. So I'm just concerned about that regarding ADA. I'm concerned about that, and I'm not making a big deal. I'm not stirring the pot. I'm just saying, you know, I don't want to have to deal with this. You know, so that's kind of that. But it'll be fine. I'll use it as a teaching moment, as an opportunity to share with them what my rights are. Thomas, I know. I mean, it's against the law. She says anything to me other than. So I'm just going to try to provide them the paperwork. You know, but I don't like that. Leave me alone. Okay? I've got service animals. Leave me alone. If I say I do and they're service animals, do you have any reason not to believe me so that I need to provide you doctor's proof? Maybe there's just been so many people that have lied. That's probably what it is. So many people lie. Registered, there's no legal certification for a service animal. You can register it with I think there might even be a registry, even maybe on the ADA site, but it's not a certificate of legal service dog, you know. There's just not one. You paid for it. Uh-oh. Let's, well, okay. Oy. Jezebel, I think that's a good approach there. And they cannot make copies and put in my file. That is a HIPAA violation. They can see them and verify that I in fact have that paperwork. That's all they can do, is show that I have indeed the paperwork. And if they demand, see, that's the problem. Stupid people might demand, well, we have to. Well, we have to. You know, I don't want to get into it. I know, dog woman. And you guys want to see something funny? Oh my God. Where is it? I hope it's just right here. Oh, I probably just put it back in the file. My service dog trainers gave me a piece of paper that's signed and the whole thing, right? That he's in training and da-da-da-ba-ba and all this shit. That they've seen the doctor's note and all that. She's like, keep this in your wallet. Where is it? You guys, that's not a good idea. It's like folded up into 85 little triangles. And it looks crazy because I did exactly what she said. I kept it in my wallet. And it just, you know, you can't really do that with an 8.5 by 11 thing. And I took pictures of the doctor's basically prescription for me to start service dog training while we were traveling. And now I can't find the actual papers, and that's why I took pictures of them. But if they're like, we can't accept that. Yes, I'm right. Yes, I'm right. So, Hannah, you said you worked in a rental company for the state of North Carolina. Someone was renting and said they had a service animal. That was it. You could ask what they were trained for. Exactly. You could not ask anything else. Yeah, basically that's how it is. There's one other question, like retail establishments and places like that can ask. That's one of them. And the other is if this animal is trained and basically like you're the handler, dog woman. Well, you're not in the, you are or are not in the US. I'm so confused. It's just probably right here. See if I can locate anything quickly. See, this is what my trainers, this is the high-tech trainers I had. They were brilliant. And yeah, I really just, like, it could be anywhere in here at this point because I kind of shuffled through all of it today. You know, and this is the thing is that I have, I don't know if it's right here, I have one of these, like, service dog identification things, cards, with Buddy's picture on it and stuff like that. And probably if I just showed them that, they'd be fine. I should just take that in and be like, here. That's probably all she fucking wanted. Who knows where it is, though? It is around here somewhere. What is this? No. No. You know, how can you, like, paperwork. You know? It's just everywhere at my age. I don't know where it went. And that's the thing, like, where's that little thing? She said, keep this in your wallet. I can't. It's old now. It's ancient. That was 2019. I don't even have a wallet. Do you guys have wallets? And now I can't even see. Now I just remember because I said all of a sudden my all of my eyeglasses, like my glasses are gone together, and that's fine. I wasn't meant to see this, and that's fine. Anyway, I just literally saw it earlier today, though, but that's okay. You know, I've got other shit I need to keep track of besides little pieces of paper, don't I? And that's why I took pictures of them. And I remember I showed that when it was maybe in better shape to someone, because she said if anyone ever has a problem, show that to them. And they're like, this is not legal. It's exactly legal. I know it looks like it's from the 1920s, but that should not cloud your understanding of my rights. No, Tashana, that is not why. And that isn't why. What makes it legal? So when you are in certain situations, the ADA considers your dog in training. And if they ever want to know that your dog is in training, if you ever have issues and they question whether your dog is a legal service dog, if they are in training, what kind of training they're receiving, what the certifications of the trainers are, like, for example, if let's say if someone accuses your dog of biting or whatever, and you've got these trainers who've trained your dogs in all different kind of situations. You guys, we did all different kind of training, and in public, and people would act like wacky, and we would bring random dogs, and we would have the dog sit and anchor stay, and I would go away, and someone would try to pull him, and other dogs would walk too close, and all different kind of situations for 2 fucking years. How to walk through grocery stores, how to go up and down. We avoided escalators, how to go up and down stairs, how to go in and out of elevators, how to go through a store and not brush up on all the clothes, and how to go through a grocery store and not have your nose all over stuff. Everything you can imagine. And extremely intensive. And so that was with Shadow, and then I trained Buddy, and Shadow trained Buddy, and all as well. So, what makes it legal? I don't know what she wants. She wants some sort of certificate that doesn't exist, is all. And so I just probably need to show her that card. That's probably all she wants to see. No. See, that's okay. So I did follow my intuition and did not mail the letter. What?
Cards.
Oh, good. Yay.
2 important ones finally got here.
So. Okay, good. Let's talk about that in a minute. Do you guys, does that make it illegal? Does what make it illegal, honey? You know what? The ADA is really clear on service animals. And bottom line is, even service animal trainers and people and handlers don't really care whether you do or don't really need a service animal when you have your dog in public. Is your dog trained to behave like a service animal in public? You know, is your service animal going to interrupt my service animal's work so that I then have to deal now with that situation? You know, and my animals, of course, should be trained well enough to focus, but they're also not robots. You know, and if everyone wants to take their little animals out in public, no problem. Just train them to behave like service animals. Not emailing your papers. No, nothing's illegal. Nothing happened. They're kind of like people. So, okay, interesting you should say that. So a service animal is actually considered like a biological piece of medical hardware. My service animal is a living walker, motorized walker scooter thing that needs to eat and poop and snuggle and sheds all over the place. Exactly, dog woman. But 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 you and I both know that people don't have dogs that behave like that, you know? I'm very, very specific where I take my dogs now because for a variety of different reasons when we've been out, it's just there's too many influences, especially during the training period. Overexposure during the training period is sometimes not the best thing. If you're around public dogs during the training period, they can very easily get confused what's acceptable and what isn't. I think during the training period, service animals, and service animals should only be around the trainers and training group of other trainers and dogs and handlers until they're very, very clear on what that is. And then when they go in public, they can be, because I had situations where there were dogs doing stuff they shouldn't have done, and Shadow was more of a puppy, and I just think it really fucking didn't work. That. Plus, I wasn't really, I was not clear. I wish my trainers would have said, oh, and they couldn't have because I wasn't training with them yet. But I was in communication with the main trainer for a few years before I actually got a dog. And I wish, and maybe she did, and I didn't hear her say, you need a golden retriever. You just need a golden retriever. Just get a golden retriever. It would have just been easier on everyone. I would have one dog, and life would have been different. Alfie, good night, honey. People abuse the service animal system, and that's why people try to get proof and whatnot, but it's still a very thin line of what you're allowed to do as a business in housing. Absolutely. And, also, there didn't used to be specific stipulations on what a service animal was until people started taking their peacocks on airplanes and saying they're service peacocks. It used to be that legit, if you had a service monkey, you're good to go. Okay? It's a service monkey. If it's a good, but people started just abusing that. And it really hurt people because then they narrowed it down to dog only. And then they broadened it back out to miniature horse for a variety of reasons. For public service animal, it can only be a dog or a miniature horse. Now, at home, your service animal can be a variety of different things depending and. Yeah, Jezebel, I love your approach. Please be my liaison and interface with her for me. Yeah, these dogs are technically no longer in training. Some Goldens are nasty. Yeah. My favorite would be a lab, a chocolate lab, yellow lab, a Shih Tzu. I need a dog for mobility, so no, no. Maybe even a larger Aussie, but I do like to have a bigger dog that I can just put my hand down on, like Shadow's height. But he's just, what happens? He's almost 6. Jezebel, I'll give you the number and her name. I'll give you their info. You handle it for me, please. Okay, now airlines are different. Airlines are a place where you have to have a top tier trained service animal. There's no fucking around when it comes to service animals. I would take Buddy, man alive. I mean, my dogs would do very well unless there was some little bitch poodle sitting on someone's lap, mad dogging him, barking at him the whole time. Otherwise, they would do very, very well. Not a bull mastiff. No, I don't need anything like that. What you doing? Are you nosy? You want to know what that kitty's doing? It's none of your business. Black lab mix named Alex and a golden named Jake. Ah, I had a chocolate named Zeke and a yellow named Boner. King Charles Spaniel for 9 years. Aww. St. Bernard. Can't stand him. Little rat dogs agitate. I know. That's what they're for. A white greyhound. Oh, that's interesting. You guys want to see the boys? Shadow. Shadow. So Shadow is probably 110, 120 pounds. I really don't know. Buddy's probably 100. Buddy? Oh, what's up, Buddy? Buddy. Buddy. Aw. Are you hiding? Are you hiding from us? Everybody wants to see you're so beautiful, Buddy. He's such a beautiful baby. Aw. Maybe, I think he's mad at me because I didn't take him OUT. They do have the button they could push. Shadow pushed it today. Shadow, did you push the button? I know, Hannah. Oh my God. Same. Oh my God. You should have seen him the first time I picked him up. Oh. It's probably right here in the videos somewhere. Pictures of his very first. Oh. Well, and huskies are hard. My trainers told me huskies are hard to train. That's not what they want to be doing. There's dogs that, like my dogs are Plot Hound, Lab, Pyrenees, Border Collie. Those aren't service dog breeds. I was ill-informed. I was just ill-informed. I tell them to check the self-trained box. There's a self-trained box. So I don't know if he's self-trained or if they were trained by a trainer, because I trained with trainers in a group of other service animals and trainers, handlers. What's a chore? Having dogs? It is, but I love them. Oh my God. Well, you know what? Here in America, they guilt you into having a purebred dog. You're supposed to have a mutt or a rescue or something like that. And that is definitely not for people with service animal needs. You need to know breed and parents and the whole deal. You just have to. Yeah. Self-trained. Yeah, I don't know. I've never even heard of that distinction. Back talk, I know they're so funny, huskies are. They really, really are. That's funny. Those little buttons, Shadow stepped on the little button today. Oh my gosh, you guys, I've got to tell you something too. So I just discovered today, in case you didn't see any of the posts, I just discovered that many of my Patreon members who went over there and got memberships still couldn't access the stuff. And I just found that out today. So I have fixed the problem, and I'm trying to reach out to everyone. And for those who are not current members, to be able to download what now they can have, all the accumulated past few months, to offer a free month to any past subscribers of that level, so that they can get all the stuff that they would have been able to get previously. I'm so, so sorry. That's something I would do. It's like I saw a bunch of stuff today that it's like the stars have finally aligned differently and have shifted, and it's working in my favor now again. And so I can see again. All right. So I don't know what happened. I'm actually going to have to ask someone, like, what has shifted? What came in somewhere in August and now is just leaving? I think it might be Mars in Leo retrograde, and Venus in retrograde and Mercury in retrograde, all leaving. Well, yeah, yeah, dog woman, and that's what I did. And it was cool because our trainers would take pictures of everyone training their dog at each session and log it. Because, of course, the picture would have the dates on it and the log of who was there, the students and everything, so that they could prove this student and this dog trained together under us for this many weeks and months, blah, 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 in case there was ever any real question. And Shadow passed the Good Citizens test, the AKC Good Citizens test. He just never got the medallion, which I was bummed out about. They're like, we gave it to you. No, I definitely would have put that medallion on Shadow. He's a very good boy. He's been bit at the dog park. I don't take them to the dog parks anymore. And he can be reactive now with other dogs. And so I just don't do dog parks. And the last time I did the dog park when we were on the road, he didn't hurt the dog. They all just, like, Nico growled at him, and they all were like, rah, 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 rah. And there was no pain, no foul. It was just, nobody was hurt. It was just silly. And it's like, right, I can't take my dogs to dog parks, and I take them out. I wouldn't normally want to work Shadow and Buddy together at the same time, although I have, and I have successfully many times. but I prefer I personally am not comfortable with it. I prefer one dog at a time, and I'm definitely more comfortable with Buddy than Shadow as far as any unpredictability is concerned. Shadow is still sometimes a Pyrenees, and he at times has Barbara, and I'm able to. He feels ashamed immediately, and he'll just go into a down really, really quickly. So he's able to recover very quickly, but I would prefer not to have to draw that attention to us, because even if he settles down right away and doesn't have another single problem, people aren't educated and they're like, see? Unless they act like robots. I know, dog woman. And see, I wish my handlers or my trainers would have told me that. They said, well, it's really an individual choice. I wish they would have said, dog parks are no-nos. I wish they would have said, don't get weird mixed breeds for service animals. Just get a dog that's specifically good for service and what you need, tried and true and proven. These are things people, I think, who are going to get service dogs and be involved in the training process, unlike a seeing eye dog, for example. You get your dog. Then you know. All dogs are human too. I love my puppies. Yeah. I'm a good boy. And I have been giving Buddy more, a little bit more peroxide in his mouth to help with that tooth and the redness. The inflammation is going down. Little Shadow, he's such a good boy. And see how he would be under a tree completely invisible, like a shadow. Just a circle shadow under a bough of branches, and he'd be completely invisible in a circle. Right, buddy? I'm a good boy.
Yes, he's a good boy.
Oh no. Son got bit at the dog park by a husky attacking his dog. A rescue pitty who was in control. Of course, the pitty gets blamed even though he is super trained. Oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, he is, isn't he? Oh, he gets so much attention when I take him out. He's such a good boy. And I don't know if I put it out yet. I do have a short of just working Shadow. I just take them out at times and just work them in public just because they need to stay worked. That's, no dog park. All dogs go to heaven. Oh, I don't think I've seen it. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you. And then there's Nico. And she's just standing there. Hi, baby. This is the original old lady. She'll be 7 in September. Right, Nico? Huh? Hey, come around. Sit. Yeah, it's a good girl. Sit. She's the least. She's really only worked at home. She's just a little bit wily or like a bean. She's like a little bean. Sit. She'll do it if I have a leash on her. That's a stay. That's a good girl. Stay. She was like, "Oh, I gotta see this." Tashana, what? The little girl who did the voice of the little girl was killed by her father. What? I don't even know what you're saying. That sounds scary. My son brought over a 6-week-old English bulldog for the weekend. I was enamored until it peed on everything. Oh, little dogs. I'll never have another little dog. We had 2 little dogs, and I did rehome them. Well, no, one of them got run over by a car. By a truck, actually. But the other one we rehomed because he just wouldn't stop peeing on everything, and I cannot have an animal that destroys my house. Other kitty does not have accidents. They're the good boys. She's the good girls. Oh, Nico, such a good old lady. She was attacked by coyotes, you guys, one time. That little juvenile coyote that they send out to play. Don't you believe it? Don't you believe it? They send out either juvenile coyote or a coyote in heat. Let me refresh the page. The Land Before Time. I've had about enough of these Lumi commercials. Do you guys feel like there's been a nice shift, a nice opening back up of energies too? I definitely do. The Land Before Time? Well, I guess I'm not using the microphone. It's fine. One of these days we'll get it together. It's fine. I just, in its time, I trust. You guys might wonder how I am so patient or what's my problem or whatever. I literally just trust the timing of the Lord. I swear to God, I do. I literally just trust the timing of the Lord. You know, I can freak out. I can wonder. And I just literally, and when I said timeline jumping, it's because I just know that, you realign things here and you're going to change your timeline completely. And that's what I did. So, and you know what? These DOGs, they really wanted to go OUT, I think. Yeah, coyotes and even like deers and stuff, they can jump over people's fences with no problems. I just think his coat is so beautiful. Booty. 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 Shadow, what's wrong with Buddy? Huh? What's wrong with Buddy? Why is he what? I wonder if he'll get up. Okay, so here's the first lesson of come touch. Good boy. He's a good boy. And he's so clean, too. And here comes Nico. She's a good girl. Shadow, definitely. I really have not brushed his teeth in like a month or two. I think it was like a month. It was probably 2 months now that I haven't brushed his teeth, and his mouth stinks. Look at his shiny, shiny coat. Yeah, I've definitely felt a shift in the energy. Now, what you guys need to know for real, you know? I mean, we can sit here and just be like, I don't know, but Mercury retrograde is almost over. Venus retrograde will be over, I think. Mars in Leo retrograde, I think, and I mean, there's a lot of other stuff happening. These huge coronal holes that were spitting a bunch of plasma. I think, all these volcanoes and earthquakes, I think that stuff is I think there's been a shift and things are lifted now. I mean, I'm like, and I mean like lifted as in like 8 months lifted. Something that's been on us for like 8 months. Let's ask what it is. Let's ask what it is. I don't have my reading glasses, so I asked it, what astronomical shift came in August 2024 and is leaving now April 2025? That doesn't mean anything to me. I don't know. And now I've lost the chat. There we go. John Goins, hi. Oh, thank you. I do my very, very best with these beautiful animals. I love animals. I definitely want to treat them the best that I can. And I, sometimes feel like I'm failing them too. It's hard because, if you need a big mobility dog, they need exercise. But if you're in pain and can't really walk around a whole lot, then how are they going to get their exercise? So it's a tough one. I feel also, Hannah. Yes, it has been rough. So that's what okay, let's see what it says. I want to know when the Mars in retrograde is Leo and Mars in Leo. Mars began its retrograde motion in Leo on December 6th and concluded on February 23rd. Venus entered retrograde March 1st in transit into Pisces on March 27th and is set to conclude its retrograde phase on April 12th. Venus. It's worth noting that Venus enters the retrograde shadow on January 28th, 2025. Blah, 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 blah. What about... See, yeah, it's been this pretty significant chunk of time, actually, so I'm not really sure. So post-retrograde shadow ends on April 26th of Mercury retro. Fuck off, Mercury. Do you think if we get rid of Mercury, it will be an always retrograde, or it'll just get rid of any influences on our communications and travel and anything like that? Because no, there's so many different powerful things that can happen that really affect energy. And I felt it too. I felt a big shift. And whatever it is, I'll take it. And it's even a weird time for me to be having a feeling like that because of my natural feminine cycle too. But anyway, you guys subscribe, like the page, and remember, if you were a paid Patreon member and couldn't see what you were trying to, it's because the stuff wasn't set up right, maybe. And so go back and do that. Take a look, email me, look at my post. You'll see how to find that content and how to get your free month if you didn't get that before. So if you weren't able to get the content, I did release the new April calendar page. So if you are already a member of my Patreon group at the puppy or good boy or big dog level, you can get the January, February, March, and now the April calendar page. And what it is, it's a beautiful picture of me on my trip through Shasta and Napa. It's nature, beautiful photography of me in nature. And some of it is just beautiful. Some of it, there's a sense of humor. I put some little graphic art in it. But the other thing is the calendar page itself has the pertinent dates, like North American sporting dates and events on the calendar, but also other events you might not want to, not forget. Like, I suppose in May there'll be like Mother's Day, and in February there's Valentine's Day. So things that you're going to want to remember. That calendar is available month by month to the members who are from the puppy level and up. And that's how that works. And there's the version that's spiral bound and you can hang on your wall, and it's print version. If you want that as well, that's something that we can order for you. But that's also, I've got some good yoga videos over there now, and things are picking up. That's that. And you can see I've been doing some work on this page as well, and it's all to the good. It's all to the good. It's like I forgot a bunch of the stuff that I was previously doing that helps grow the channel and grow the Patreon, which is really where I would like to converge mostly, is at least, be able to go over there and be able to communicate with everybody. So I love you guys very much. Thanks for hanging out with me this evening, and I'm glad that we've had this little wind down time together. I love you. Bye.